Hi, today we are going to see class 10 NCERT Maths Exercise 2.2 second sum. Find a quadratic polynomial each with the given numbers as the sum and product of its zeros respectively. So here we want to find out the quadratic polynomial equation. So the equation we want to find out. Okay. So here the numbers are given. So 1 by 4 and minus 1. So 1 by 4 is the sum of its zeros. Okay. So sum of its zero means the value of alpha plus beta is equal to 1 by 4. And then product of its zeros. Product of its zero means alpha into beta. Okay, product of its zeros is equal to minus 1. So they have given the sum and product of its zeros. By using this value, we want to find out this equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. We want to find out the quadratic polynomial equation. Okay, now we will get into the sum. Let alpha and beta be the zeros of the polynomial. Okay, so that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now we know that sum of its zeros. Let me take sum of its zeros. So the sum of its zeros formula is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Right? So minus b is the coefficient of x, a is the coefficient of x square. Okay, so we want to find out. Now, alpha plus beta, sum of its zero value they have given already. So that is 1 by 4 is equal to minus b by a. Okay, when comparing this equation, so here minus b is there. In minus b place, 1 is here. So let b is equal to minus 1. Okay, so the value of b is equal to minus 1 and then value of a is equal to value of a is equal to 4. Okay, so we found out a equal to 4 and b equal to minus 1 when comparing this equation. So let me consider this equation as 1. Now so we know that formula of product of its zeros. Product of its zeros, that is alpha into beta is equal to c by a. So alpha beta value they have given as minus 1 is equal to c by a. C by a. So already now minus 1 is equal to we doesn't know the value of c, but we already know the value of a equal to 4. Now we can substitute a is equal to 4. Okay, instead of a we can substitute 4. Okay, already we found that value of a from equation 1. So now minus 1 is equal to c by 4. Just so 4 is in division. So when go to the opposite direction, it comes as minus 4. Okay, c is equal to minus 4. So from equation 2, we find out the value of c. Okay. So therefore, a is equal to 4, b is equal to minus 1 and c is equal to minus 4. Okay. So hence the required. So we want to, what do we want to find out? We want to find out the quadratic polynomial equation. Okay. We want to find out the quadratic polynomial equation. Therefore, hence the polynomial required quadratic polynomial is so here we know the value quadratic polynomial equation ax square. What is the value of a? 4. So write 4 x square plus, so value of b is minus 1. So plus into minus, minus, so value of b is 1 x. Okay, next here plus here in c value is minus 4. So we can write here as minus 4 is equal to 0. So the required polynomial is 4x square minus x minus 4 is equal to 0. So the second sum, so the sum of its zeros is root 2 and product of its zeros is 1 by 3. So let alpha and beta are zeros of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. So now we'll substitute in the formula sum of its zeros, that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So we know the value of alpha plus beta, that is root 2 is equal to minus b by a. So now we will consider this equation as 1. Next, product of its zeros. Product of its zeros, that is alpha into beta is equal to c by a. So alpha beta, the value of alpha beta is 1 by 3 is equal to c by a. So let me consider this equation as 2. Okay. So by comparing equation 2, so that is the value of a is equal to 3, right? So just compare these both sides. So the value of a is equal to 3, then value of c is equal to 1. Okay. Now substitute. So we don't know the value of my b, right? So we want to find out the value of b. So now substitute a is equal to 3 in equation 1. So substitute the a value in equation 1. So the equation 1 value is root 2 is equal to minus b by a, right? Then root 2 is equal to minus b by, so the value of a is 3. Okay, now root 2 into 3 is equal to minus b. Okay, so root 2 into 3 we can write as 3 root 2. We can write as 3 root 2. So minus b. So 3 root 2 is equal to minus b. So if we want to know the value of b, so b is equal to minus 3 root 2. Okay, b is equal to minus 3 root 2. So therefore, from equation 1 and 2 we found a is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 3 root 2 and c is equal to 1. Okay. So hence the required polynomial equation is 3x square. So instead of a we can write 3x square, so plus bx. So we have minus 3 root 2. Minus 3 root 2 as b value. X plus c is a constant term, that is 1. Don't need to mention x equal to 0. So therefore 3x square minus 3 root 2 into x plus 1 equal to 0. So it is the required polynomial equation. So the next third sum, so sum of its zero value is 0 and product of its zeros is root 5. 0 comma root 5 is the question. So let alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial. So that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now we'll take that formula sum of its zeros. Sum of its zeros, that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So the alpha plus beta value they have given as 0 is equal to minus b by a. Okay, so we'll consider this as equation 1. Now product of its zeros. Product of its zeros, that is alpha into beta is equal to c by a. So alpha into beta is equal to root 5 by c by a. If nothing is there, so we can consider here as a denominator 1. So root 5 by 1 is equal to c by a. Okay. So we'll consider this equation as number 2. So from equation 2, From equation 2, we find out the value a is equal to 1 and c is equal to root 5, right? So now substitute a value in equation 1. Substitute a is equal to 1 in equation 1. So what is equation 1? 0 is equal to minus b by a. So that is 0 equal to minus b by, so what is the value of a? 1. Okay. So 0 is equal to minus b by 1. So 1 into 0. So division comes this side as multiplication. 1 into 0 is equal to 0. So then minus b is equal to 0. So plus b is also a 0. b equal to 0. So from equation 1 and 2, we found a is equal to 1. C is equal to b equal to 0, c is equal to root 5. Okay. So we want to find out the polynomial equation. So substitute these a, b, c values in this equation. So a equal to 1. So that is x square plus b equal to 0. Okay. So b equal to 0. If we multiply 0 into x, 0. So this term won't come. So x square plus root 5 c term is root 5, so it is a constant term. So x square plus root 5 is equal to 0. It is the required polynomial equation. Okay. So the next fourth sum 1 comma 1, that is sum of each 0 is 1 and product of each zeros is also 1. So let me get into the sum. Let alpha and beta be the zeros polynomial ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now sum of its zeros, that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So we know the value of alpha plus beta, that is 1, equal to minus b by a. We consider this equation as 1. Okay. Next, product of its zeros. Product of its zeros, that is alpha into beta is equal to c by a. We know the value of alpha beta 1 is equal to c by a. C by a. So if nothing in denominator, we can mention this 1 as a denominator. So 1 by 1 equal to c by a. So consider this equation as number 2. Okay, from equation 2, okay, a is equal to 1 and b is c equal to 1. So now substitute a value in equation 1. Okay, substitute a is equal to 1 in equation 1. Okay. So now minus b by a is equal to 1. So minus b by, so the value of a is equal to 1 equal to 1. Okay. Now this division comes this side as multiplication. So minus b is equal to 1 into 1, 1. So minus b is equal to plus 1. So then b is equal to minus 1. Okay. So hence therefore we found the value of a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1, c is equal to 1. Okay. So now we want to find out the quadratic polynomial equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c. Substitute a value, b value and c value in this equation. So a is 1, so x square plus b, the value of b is minus 1. So minus x plus, so the c value is 1. So x square minus x plus 1 equal to 0. Okay. So the next fifth sum. So sum of its 0 minus 1 by 4 and product of its 0 is 1 by 4. So minus 1 by 4 and 1 by 4 are the questions. So let me take alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So first we'll apply minus 1 by 4 in sum of its zeros. Sum of its zeros, that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So we know the value of alpha plus beta, that is minus 1 by 4 equal to minus b by a. Okay. So just compare this equation. Okay, come from equation 1. So minus minus will cancel. What is in b value? 1. So a is equal to, when compare equation 1, a is equal to 4. So mention comparing equation 1. By comparing equation 1, a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 1. Okay, minus minus will cancel it out. So b value is equal to 1. Now product of its zeros. Product of its zeros, that is alpha into beta is equal to c by a. So we know the value of alpha beta, that is 1 by 4 equal to c by a. So already we found the value, a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 1. So now just we want to find out c value. So by comparing equation 2, okay, by comparing equation 2 we found out c is equal to 1. So comparing equation 2, we found that c equal to 1. So therefore a is equal to 4, b is equal to 1 and c is equal to 1. Okay. So now we want to write the quadratic polynomial equation of ax, substitute a value, b value and c value in this equation. Okay. A is equal to 4. So substitute 4x square plus in b equal to 1. So 1 into x, 1x plus c equal to 1. So there is no variable, only 1. So c is a constant term equal to 0. So 4x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0 is the required quadratic polynomial.
So the next sixth sum, sum of its zeros is equal to 4 and product of its 0 is 1. So 4 comma 1 is the question. So we want to, let me take alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So we want to find out the quadratic polynomial equation. Okay. So let sum of its zeros, sum of its zeros, that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Okay. So alpha plus beta, we know the value of alpha plus beta is 4 is equal to minus b by a. Okay. So if nothing in, so here if they didn't mention, we can mention it here denominator as 1. Okay, it will consider 1 as a denominator. So 4 by 1 is equal to minus b by a. Okay, so let me take this as equation 1. And then product of its zeros. Product of its zeros, that is alpha into beta is equal to c by a. So we know the value of alpha beta is equal to 1 equal to c by a. If nothing is there, we can consider 1 as a denominator. Okay. In denominator, if they didn't mention anything, we can consider 1 as a denominator. So 1 by 1 is equal to c by a. So let me take this equation as number 2. So by comparing equation 1 and 2, okay, by comparing equation 1 and 2, we get a is equal to 1. Here also a is equal to 1. Okay. B is equal to, so b equal to minus 4 and then c is equal to 1. Okay, now we want to write the hence therefore write the quadratic polynomial. Hence the required quadratic polynomial is so substitute a, b, c values in this equation. So a equal to 1, so that is x square, minus b equal to minus 4, minus 4x plus c equal to 1 is equal to 0. So therefore x square minus 4x plus 1 equal to 0.